there's crap on it, but if it's not in the way, that's fine. I trust you with how we look, I think.
Why is there just a random...
Dolby episode, take 1, scene 1A, episode 4.
Why are you laughing? I don't know why you're laughing. Yeah, I feel like now I'm getting insecure. I feel like you see something that we don't see.
No, it's a little like, it's like so uneventful. It's like, what was that click? I don't want to do it again.
There you go.
Nice. Satisfying.
Click like a man. There you go. Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast. It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, and I feel like even to get us here today, it's a journey. It's crazy, but we're here. I'm Ramiz.
We made it. I'm Nabil.
I'm Elise.
That was smooth. That was really smooth. We're here filming pretty late at night. That's why, like, instead of chai, water.
And nothing. Nobody offered me anything, so I'm just chilling.
Crazy.
Nabil
I
doesn't.
might get up during the shoot to get something, but as of now, I'm okay.
Nabil doesn't do liquids after a certain time.
That's not even true.
You know, it's just, he's on a water
I
diet.
think
I'm
you're
on a-
projecting.
wow.
Elise.
Okay.
I, look at me.
And the chapstick.
And the oh, I didn't see the chopstick. you know. But here we are.
We made it.
Yeah,
we're all
we
here
made
together,
it.
and we're
We
finally
made it.
filming.
Travel. We
Yeah.
always have travel. We always have like life, and it's nice when we get to do this again and everything. But yeah, we're happy to be here. How's it been? How are you guys doing? How are you guys holding up? How's life?
Good. I feel like last time we were here was it before or after Eid? It was probably
It was
like
after.
right after, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then like Booker Eid's coming now, so that's like the next thing that we're all kind of
Eid Mubarak.
Eid
Shout out to
Mubarak,
Sanya.
610 common
610
era.
CE. Go buy her stuff.
Yeah, so we have Eid coming up, so that's like the thing that's like, next week. Other than that, just life. and
Week
stuff.
after next.
A week after next.
That's crazy.
By the time this episode goes live, it's gonna be like, oh hey, I don't know, like a week after Eid. But no, it's there's that going on. The weather's changing. It's finally like nice out now. It's not raining anymore, which is kind of nice. What else? I mean, there's like just regular life stuff,
Everyone wants to know about your accident. Everyone's been talking about it. Everyone.
Are you like hiding?
Yeah,
it?
I
I'm
can't believe
not
you're hiding.
wearing it.
Okay.
But yeah, I did get into a car accident. Nothing crazy. I was just driving down.
Which
Sunset.
finger was it?
It was my left hand middle finger. So
Oh, I thought he was about
I
to
know.
just...
I literally thought about it. I was like, no, I can't do that right now. I don't want to get like.
I want to
flagged
tell
or
the
anything.
editor to get
But
censored.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's like kind of
Oh, it
crooked.
looks a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll do it like
still
this. So it
bad.
doesn't look bad.
It
But
looks
it's a
fluffy.
lot better than what it used to look like. So
Yeah.
I feel like I just have to kind of practice with it. Just kind of keep bending it. But I'll be okay. The doctor said I'm going to make a full recovery. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
I was going down Sunset, and every 500 feet there's like a signal. We're kind of very close to like the Palladium. If you guys are familiar with the area. Sorry, I guess my mic's being weird. But right by the Palladium, there's like a bunch of signals, and I was going straight, and a guy was taking a left, and as he was taking a left, like there was a truck that was in the middle lane that made it so that neither one of us saw each other. We're both trying to make the yellow light.
Oh no.
So I'm going straight, he's taking a left, he hits the front of my car, and that happens. And then I guess my finger kind of hits the, what do you call it? It's almost like a little, like a hood thing where the speedometer is.
Yeah.
So it kind of just jammed up against that, and that's what kind of caused but it sounds a lot worse than it actually was. It was like this middle joint kind of got cut like sideways. And it was like, it's just a matter of keeping it together, keeping it straight, and then it kind of healed.
Yeah.
Now I just practice bending it again. So
Yeah.
But other than that, it's the recovery process has been great. My doctors are, so I'm in LA, but all my doctors are in Orange County. If anybody's from around the area, that can be an hour trip, that can be a 2-hour trip, that can be a 3-hour trip, depending on what time of day you go. So I've been going to my doctors in Orange County, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Does it affect you when you're typing and stuff?
So I can put pressure on it now, but
Okay.
it's one of those I don't know. It's just you can't. When I bend it, it's almost like it feels like lightning. It's like, oh shoot.
Yeah, like a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I forgot I can't do that.
It's tough. I've had a broken finger too, and it's tough. There's it's like you have to it's like could be surgery, could not be surgery. If it's surgery, it's a pain in the butt because you got it's harder than it looks, and then there's the physical. Do you have to get physical therapy for it?
Yeah, so I have to go to physical therapy and stuff, but it's nothing crazy. It's just like maybe an hour every time I go. So it's not too bad.
So I'll
Sorry, one second. The mic has to be facing.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out, man. It's like, okay, so it's like I moved it so it was like...
Just
cut it real quick, and then we'll try it out. Because I kept it over here, but then you're saying to put it up.
I'll get us back.
Okay.
Action.
Okay, so you were talking about your car accident, and I was kind of smiling, which is not because I'm laughing at you. I'm sorry, I was not laughing
I
at you.
didn't even notice.
I was smiling because that day you called me, or Ali called me, and you were like, "Hey, Lise, I got in a car accident." Woo woo! And I was like, "What the heck?" Like, it was like the weirdest, bad news, but with like the most like happy demeanor, and I was like,
I do that. I do that a lot. Like I was like, "Hey, I got in a car accident." Ooh, okay. Like it's just something where
coping mechanism.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism for sure. And it's like something that every time I get into a car, it happened in college too, where I got into a car accident. I called my roommate at like 8 a.m. And I was like, "Hey man, how's it going? Is your day going okay so far?" I was like, "Dude, I was sleeping. What do you want?" And he's like, "You never called me this early." I'm like, "So I kind of got into a little car accident." He's like, "Okay, I'm on my way." And then he like drove me back to the apartment and did the whole thing. But it was just like, it's something where, it just happens where I'm like, I just gotta like keep it together. Just like, okay, don't stress the other person out. But then that ends up stressing him out even more.
That's actually how you called me too, because I was just here. It was like in the morning.
Yeah.
And you called, and I was like, okay, this is not normal at all. Like, hey, what's going on? Nothing much. What's going on with you? Nothing is going on with me. I have nothing to do. Like, why? That's cool. Hey, so something happened. I was like, if we could just cut to the chase. But I guess it's better than being like, oh my god, I got in a car.
And that's what I think. Especially like even with our mom and stuff, she always does this thing where she's like, okay, you know what, like, okay, like let's see where the person is first before you like throw something at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while I'm calling her Mies, you gotta keep in mind, like, so aside from my finger thing, I also got like this. It looks okay right now, but this thing was like a whole like scrape or whatever. It's not that bad. It's like it feels like it's almost like a tattoo now.
Yeah, it kind of does.
But but it was like it was a huge scrape, and the whole thing was like bloody and stuff. My jacket's all bloody, and then also like my finger's broken, and I'm like, "Hey, Mies, what's going on?" Meanwhile, like I feel like I came out like an episode of The Boys or something.
Oh my god.
And then luckily it was really close to him too, so I was like, hey, I'm just gonna come over for a little bit, and then we kind of sorted things out, and then was able to go to urgent care, because especially with these accidents, like the adrenaline hits and nothing hurts in the moment. Like maybe even 10 minutes after, you're like, oh man, everything hurts.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah. That's crazy. It just puts you in like a little shock for a second.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're like, I don't know what I am. I don't know what happened. I don't know where I am. It's crazy. I dropped a dish yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Randomly. I dropped olive oil. I was picking up olive oil and it slipped and it fell in the dish. And the dish was right in front of me. Okay. And it like exploded.
Oh, man.
And I kind of went like, I was like, I don't know where I am right now. And then I looked at it and I was like, this is for a second, like I just blanked out. I was like, wow. Like I was like, am I bleeding? And then I wasn't bleeding.
Yeah.
This is like a mild version.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this supposed to be interesting?
Dang.
It's not interesting. I had to throw away my food.
Oh no.
Anyways, so me and Nick are going through hard times right now.
He broke his finger. You like spilled olive oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I get what you're saying. It's like when something like that happens, you're like, okay, you know what, like, this just happened. Like, what are some of the scenarios? Like, did I get like a shard of glass in my hand or something like that? Or, did something else break or, something like that?
Yeah.
So,
that's crazy.
that's what it is. When you're going through it, it's just like, you don't know how you're still processing it yourself, but you're like also, okay, I got to do the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough. That's a tough one. Have you gotten any accidents unlike me and Nabil? What's going on with you?
I mean, but like,
okay.
I don't know. Are we doing a trauma dump?
This is the accident episode.
I mean,
I don't know. How's life?
Again, it's California. It's like a rite of passage. I feel like if you drive in California, everybody gets into some kind of fender bender, and it's like a lot of times it's the other person's fault, and you can't really do anything. So
you just have to assume you're gonna get like in an accident or a ticket every once in a while.
Yeah,
it's just like kind of with the territory, and you just like accordingly.
It's like how you like get your like LA karma points.
Yeah, it's your LA karma points.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just life.
So that's what's been going on with me.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Oh man.
The unemployed
segment.
life.
Yeah. It's been good. I'm like, it's unemployment was like chill for a little bit where I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Like I could chill for a second. But now I feel like it's just about keeping the structure of your day. And that is so hard to do when you don't have something forcing you to do it. So it's like, okay, how do I wake up in time? How do I go to sleep on time? How do I eat normally? Like,
no, honestly,
like,
that's
like eating at midnight is like not normal. Those little things are tough. And then just I mean, the job market's it's bad.
It's crazy right now.
It's rough. Yeah, I'm not even sugarcoating anymore.
Yeah.
Like people ask me like, how's the job search? And I'm like, it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't even elaborate because I'm like, what am I supposed to tell you? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and make stuff up. Like, just gonna be straight up. Like, no, it's not going well. Like,
and I remember like, so when I got laid off, it was the whole thing of like, okay, we'll just keep it together, just like save face and all this stuff. Like for the first like couple months, I didn't even tell anybody. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like kind of, work is fine. I'm working from home, and technically you're still working from home when you're like applying and stuff. I was like, everything is fine, whatever. But after a while, I got to a point where I'm like, okay, now it's like I haven't told people, but now if I tell people, they're gonna start freaking out. And I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and keep looking. But I think the best way is just to stay transparent, like you're doing, because you never know. Some people might have opportunities. Like,
that's the thing, And I'm like, I think we should just normalize it. It's fine. Like, things happen.
And everybody's going through it.
Exactly. Right now, it's not that weird to not have a job.
It's just been crazy. Like how many people have been let go of their job in the past like couple of months. So it's nice kind of to not be in it alone. Even just here, it's nice to like be like, okay, I could talk to you about it. But man, it is one of those things that I'm like, okay, like you as you see like you're like cutting into your savings, for example, you're like, oh man, that hurt. I felt that. And it's just about keeping yourself motivated too. I feel like is really hard because you gotta like always like if something isn't working, you have to be like, okay, my resume isn't working here. How do I try it this other way? What do I do differently? And I feel like it's about trying enough different things, and then you finally like get it.
Yeah. And I think it was also cool. It's like I feel like what both of you guys are doing is like, aside from like looking for work, you're also building your own thing on the side. So I'm sure that kind of like, even if it like occupies your time and if it has like something coming in, it's better than like just waiting around and just like hoping something would happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. That's even the nice thing of doing this. It's like this gives us something to do, and we're all learning a lot from doing it.
Oh, for sure.
And it's crazy. It's kind of like been the fun thing actually to do, and I'm like proud to be doing it, honestly.
No, what's nice about LA is people don't really ask you about jobs or work, which is nice. But like I went back home to Minnesota like a month ago or less than that, and like of course that's everyone's question. And I just kept trying to like steer it away. Like I kept trying to like not bring it up, and like but of course a lot of people were like, how's work? And I'm like, never mind.
How are they over there? Are they like super like in your business, or are they like oh like we don't care? Or are they...
I feel like it's just a typical small talk, like how are you doing? How's work going? Like that's a very normal like thing to ask anybody. So but
especially I feel like in our community too, it's like you're defined so much by what your job is. You know what I mean? People are like very much like, okay, well maybe this person isn't like doing so well per se, but they're still like doing stuff, but your job doesn't define you. It's like the third question that people ask, like, oh, nice to meet you, what's your name, what do you do?
Exactly. I feel like with everything, like you have opportunities too. I mean, there's so many times where I was like working and I was like, oh my god, I don't have time to do all these things, and there's I feel like it's an acceptable answer to tell people that, hey, I'm taking a minute, I'm applying, but I'm also like writing, for example, or I'm like working on my health, for example. There's other things you could be doing in this time that you won't be able to do once you have a job,
That's what I try to tell you, Ramiz.
I know.
Ramiz is like, it's a weeknight, I can't hang out. I'm like, what? You're unemployed.
I can't. I have to keep some sort of structure. So Elise had a birthday party. Happy birthday, Elise.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same birthday as her dad. So shout out
As
to
our dad, yes.
Shout out to him.
Squad.
Yeah.
Taurus squad.
Taurus
Squad.
all the way. And it was on a weeknight, and I can't go out on weeknights. I have to keep a structure in my day.
I genuinely don't get what the difference is between a weeknight and a weekday when you're unemployed.
One God made to party, and one God made to work.
God did not set. This is a social structure. No, what?
Jummah, and then the weekend.
I don't think that's
Islamic?
how that works. No, that's.
I think Henry Ford made the work schedule.
Yeah,
all right.
like, this is
yeah.
I guess Jummah's a thing, but that's not like how that works. I mean, you're not supposed to party on Jummah. FYI.
You party after Jummah, the weekend.
Oh my God.
You're spiritual on Jummah. Jummah's God's day, and you know.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it on Jummah. I wanted to do it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You could have
On Wednesday.
Hump day.
On a Wednesday birthday.
I went.
Yeah.
I was working. I went after work.
Yeah, he came through.
Yeah.
Ali came through. Ali came from the Bay.
All the way.
Real
Oh yeah,
friend.
that's right. That's right.
Real friend.
Yeah.
They represented both. They represented me.
That's-
at their time. I sent my brother. I sent my
I don't
roommate.
Claim, nope.
I sent,
Immediately said no.
Like that is not me. I do not claim this man. Okay, he's on his own schedule.
weekdays, and then I don't like driving, and then you're on the west side.
The west side.
You're on the west side is far, guys. The west side.
It's like 20
Is-
minutes.
20 minutes.
Without traffic.
It is
At that
not.
time?
It's 100% not
I mean,
20
I
minutes.
drove here today.
As a
It
NASCAR
took me-
driver, like
Bruh,
it's never.
I
It
drive
is never
slow.
20 minutes
I drive slow.
from here to Culver City.
Okay, actually, I would like to put money on it. I used to drive.
We're gonna look
at
this
it
up
right now.
right
It is
now.
11
honestly,
p.m.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Look
Okay.
up King KF.
KFM.
Yeah, King Fahd Masjid. Let's see.
I used to drive to downtown.
Okay,
It's further.
22 minutes.
Okay, 22 minutes.
But this is like no traffic.
Okay, and at that time there wasn't really traffic. It was a later day. It was
that like
later.
9?
It was
Okay, so let's hypothetical. No, it would have been at least 30 minutes of traffic, guaranteed.
30
And it wasn't at
minutes.
9. It was at 8 on a work day. 8 on a work day is rush hour still.
No, it's
Okay.
not. What kind of work day are you on? Also, what work day? You're not working.
I was waiting for her to get there. I'm like, she's gonna get there. She'll
It is
get there.
rush hour, so everyone has
At
traffic.
8 p.m.
You maybe.
No, it's
maybe,
not.
Maybe.
Ramiz?
And then it would have been at least 35 minutes.
Lies on lies on
It
lies
would have
on
been at
lies.
least 35 minutes. And then by the way, like, not that I would choose you over like the NBA playoffs, but
That's what it was.
Yeah,
All right,
that's real. There it
actually
is.
what it was.
reason. That's not
All
the
right.
reason.
Yeah, the NBA stuff
I would be
doesn't take
lying if
over
I said
Reese's
it
life.
wasn't one of the reasons, but it's not the sole reason. And
You know-
by the way, overtime.
There you go. Yeah, that's okay. Our part went into overtime too.
Yeah.
we played board games till like
Yeah,
2 in the
we played
morning.
games. It was fun.
When I went to overtime, glad I didn't come because it's a work day.
Oh, here we go.
Weekday.
The chai was really good. All right, one of our friends made.
I wish I got that chai too.
Shut up. You don't deserve.
You don't deserve it.
Yeah.
There's so much left over too.
Yeah, literally, you don't ever deserve that time.
35 minutes there, 30 minutes on the way back, overtime.
Okay, let's do a
poll.
poll. Is Ramiz a bad friend? Yes or no?
I made it up to you.
Yeah, I guess.
I got guys. I said happy birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You
It's
know?
Okay.
The party was really cool though. So she's right by KFM and stuff, and one of our friends actually has he does what's it called, the chai thing?
Chai with us.
Is chai with us?
I think I don't know, that's his Instagram, but I'm not for sure what his
I don't know what
official-
his-
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but-
sure that's his Instagram.
Yeah, he has like a
Yeah.
pop-up that I did like all throughout Ramadan and stuff, and it was so good, and that was my first time trying it because I was
Really
able to make it to the actual pop-up, and he made like a whole like thing of it.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, and so Elise's thing was like a surprise. Her husband kind of got everybody together and stuff, and everybody came through. The chai got there literally 5 minutes before she did, so it's like you had to kind of like go and like set it up and everything, and be like, okay, get in your position because she's gonna walk in any minute. That happened, and then afterwards,
His chai is so good, by the way.
really good.
I love good chai, and his is really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, shout out to him.
And then he made
Brown Hustle.
Yeah.
More brown. There you
Again.
go. Hamza had made like a little. Hamza's her husband. He made like a little like fondue thing, which was really creative because it's like it's like after dinner, so it's like you don't have like food.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. And then we went over and hung out with their cat Kobe, which was really nice. I feel like I really like Kobe, but Kobe's like, man, I'm so allergic to that cat. I love that guy though. He's like the most friendly cat in the world, and it's like, oh man.
If anyone wants to know if they're allergic to a cat, they should hang out with Kobe. Kobe is I'm not super allergic, but with Kobe, I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But I love that cat.
Yeah, he's sweet.
He's very sweet, and he's jacked. He's really buff.
Most fit member of the family.
He's very fit.
Yeah. Even lifting him. Yeah. But it sounds like a fun.
Yeah, so we did that. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was really nice of Hamza to put it together, especially because he got like a lot of people to come out, which was really cool.
Yeah, I've never had a surprise birthday before, ever.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never. So that was like
that was your very first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I kind of knew like something was up because he was acting a little weird and like he's like, we have a chai night, so like make sure your schedule's clear. He said we were going to our other friend's house, so I like something was up. Like I could tell something was kind of odd. But I was assuming it was going to be a small thing with like 10 people.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, we're going to like the second floor. And I was like, okay. Now I'm like scared.
Yeah.
Like now I was like, okay, something's happening. And then it was like all these people. And it was like, but it was really nice.
It was really sweet. Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
But I did tell him, I was like, honestly, like that was cool. I got surprised and I had a good time. But like, I don't know if I'd want to be surprised again.
Why?
Because I was like shaking after. Like, I don't know what it was.
After or during?
No, like I got the surprise and then everybody's saying hi to me and I just felt this like overwhelming, like I don't know, and like people are giving me gifts.
Yeah,
and then
it's just like a lot of like stimulation. You're like, oh my god, all this stuff's happening all at once, and it's like.
And I was like, I don't even know who handed me this gift.
It's like, hello, okay.
Yeah. So it was fun though. It was a really good time. But I was like, I think I'm good.
Like, let's plan out next time.
Yeah.
Surprise birthdays are like daunting when you kind of know about it.
Yeah.
That's when you're like scared because you're like, oh no, I know it's coming. Like
But
I
you
know
don't know
something's
what.
coming. I don't know what. I don't know where. But yeah. That sounds. You got your apartment has such a nice like
clubhouse.
room.
Yeah.
So that really worked out. Yeah. Shout out to how many birthdays is that?
In LA,
yeah.
4, I think. Yeah, 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I planned all my other ones, but this year I was just kind of lazy about it.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's within our friend group. I feel like that's been the consensus. I feel a lot of people are just like, okay, you know what? We're just like gonna chill on birthdays for a little bit, whatever.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean, like, it's nice like if it's just like a restaurant and just like a couple of people and but also like shout out to the people who come out also. That's also really meaningful when people do as well. Because not everyone can come out.
Really?
Sometimes people are busy and
Sometimes the NBA season's on, like
Yeah, basketball
finals.
matters more than friends.
not
It's fine.
It's the conference finals. Your team is in it. I know you're a super passionate Wolves person. But I'll come to the next one on a weekday.
Bro, I can't control what day of the week my birthday is gonna
I wonder what it's gonna be next year. Let's see. It's on,
I know.
I'm curious, low key. It's on the 9th, right?
be. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
March, April, May. Okay.
When is May 9th on 2026?
Oh, you're very lucky. It's on a Saturday.
I'll be there.
It's on video.
I don't.
It's on.
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. All right. You have witnesses. All of our subscribers are witnesses.
If you're
Okay.
not there, like I don't know, you owe me big time.
If it's on a Saturday, I'm there.
volunteering birthday.
Yeah. We volunteer on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll,
they also volunteer.
That'll be wholesome. Honestly, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Was this your favorite birthday that you've had in your whole time in LA?
Actually, no.
Really?
Is that a mean thing to say?
No.
Fine.
Nabil was like making a face, like I was like, oh god. No, when I first moved to LA, I don't know, I think you were there, Nabil. I don't know if you were there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we were friends.
Yeah, I don't think you knew Ramiz at that point, maybe.
I think
I'm not like this bad.
I think I knew you, but I don't think I liked you.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know what? Vice versa.
No, actually, I think he was there.
Maybe. What did
don't
you do
know.
for your first birthday?
So my 25th birthday in LA was like we all went to C&O, which is like this Italian
oh
restaurant.
yeah.
And a lot of
that place is
people
so
came.
good. Yeah.
I wasn't there.
That's so
I've never
messed
been
up.
there.
Have you ever been to a birthday party of mine?
I've never.
Do you even like Elise?
No, clearly
Oh my
not.
God! Wait, have I? Yeah, it's probably.
Well, the beach one.
That
were you
was
there?
2 years ago. I don't
The
think,
strawberry shortcake one?
yeah, everyone was wearing red.
No, he wasn't at that.
You've never been to a birthday?
Oh my God.
Last year we were all at the wedding.
I've been to like 8 of your birthdays and I've only known you for like 3 years. Last year?
Last year we were in
No, last
New
year
York.
I did girls only, so
Yeah,
that's fine.
we went for sushi. It was like me and like a couple of our friends went to
Actually,
get
you could have
sushi.
come to that.
I don't eat sushi.
Yeah.
Couldn't come.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Could have just come and hang out.
So that one
We
I'm
went
school
to Sawtell after. What's your excuse for that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I wasn't
Is he in
invited.
town?
I'm pretty sure
Maybe.
you were in town.
No, oh no, last year.
Last May?
May, I think the whole time I was gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I have good reasons. I'm a good friend
So we were,
in other
just
ways.
mentioning. We were just talking.
So Lizzie, you don't
about-
have to go to 5 of his birthdays now.
Yeah, that's like 1 year. Rameez has
Yeah.
like 5 birthdays per year. Anyways, that's why you're aging so fast.
Oh my God.
Shout out to my white hair. Shout out to all my white hair.
Okay, I'm so sorry. That was actually so. Okay, it's fine. Let's just.
Great. I love
Okay.
that.
Anyways,
Wow. Well, happy
anyways.
birthday for that joke. That was my birthday present to you.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Anyways, yeah.
I'm still recovering.
But it was good though. I feel like now, like I feel like you're lucky because it's right around like Memorial Day, so
Yeah.
it's like Memorial is like the unofficial beginning of summer.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Yeah.
now like the weather is nice and stuff. I'm sure there's gonna be more like hangouts and things like that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, what we were talking about a little bit was like how we've had some trouble with like when we're hosting things, like respectively, like we'll always kind of see people canceling at the last second.
Yeah.
And just how that's like a consistent issue. And for me, it's been an issue since moving to LA. And I don't think it's just like a one city thing or like, I don't know what it is, to be honest. So I always question, like, why is this happening? And is it just Desi people? Is it everyone? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Is it this when you're talking about like parties happen, it's like a party full or whatever, and then like 10 people who are going are just like not going
the day
at the last
of,
minute.
yeah.
And it just kills the vibe of the thing.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found this. I'm like, there's kind of pros and cons to it, I feel like.
I don't think there's any pros. I'm
The
sorry.
pro, I mean, I don't know. If it's tough if you're like, if you have to get like the food for a birthday, and then like you have to do that, and people cancel at the last minute. That's if it's at someone's house, for example.
Yeah.
That's a little rude.
Yeah.
But if it's like, if it's a dinner at a restaurant, it's maybe more.
But then you still made a reservation.
yeah.
And
Oh, that's
like
true.
the other thing is like you could have invited other people.
Exactly,
That's my
yeah.
thing
Yeah,
always.
that's
Where I'm
true.
like, if other people cancel, then I could have like brought up other people that I didn't have a chance to invite.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're being rude enough to like cancel on me an hour before, or 3 hours before, like what am I supposed to do at that
I feel
point?
like this is like
Yeah.
a new thing because I saw like a couple like
Yeah.
things on social media about it too, where people are just like talking about like I feel like millennials didn't do this as much, but like Gen Z does it a lot, where
Yeah.
they're like, the vibes aren't right, I'm not coming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like and they'll, which I guess. They're kind of prioritizing their like mental health over like all this other stuff. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like the other person's going out of the way to make reservations, make sure everybody comes, make sure everybody
Yeah.
has a good time. Because even like getting a group together, you have to kind of figure out the dynamics too before you like invite people. It's like,
Yeah.
well, this person's coming, maybe I shouldn't invite this person. You know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah,
like
you
have to
put
kind
a lot of thought.
Yeah.
But dude,
Yeah.
our group is all millennials, and this has happened very.
No, we got some
Really?
Gen Z people.
Well, yeah,
Not
it's
as
a
many,
mix.
though. Not
It's
as
a
many.
mix,
Yeah.
but it is a lot. But it's
Mostly.
like, and this is not just here. This is not just in LA. It's not just with one age group. It's like consistently. I kind of feel like maybe it's a post-COVID thing. I don't know, but
Yeah, actually, yeah, that could be a good point too.
Yeah.
No, I think it happened because I remember one time I was planning your birthday, and like I remember someone canceled and they were really loud about it too, and it bothered me so much because I'm like, not only are you canceling, but you're like making it easier for other people to cancel.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me.
Yeah.
And then everyone else who canceled, I was like, oh my God, like I'm like trying to rally as many people.
Yeah.
But it's like you're kind of killing the vibe of it. And I was like, that is annoying.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason of like having like a party full. It's like you can't attend, just say you can't attend. You know, like like don't make like a big thing out of it. Because the thing is like, yeah, you're right. Once somebody, it just takes like a couple people to be like, you know what, I'm busy that weekend. You know what, I'm also busy. I'm also busy. You know whatever. And then people start canceling. So yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah.
If someone cancels frequently, how do we feel about that? Someone cancels frequently. They canceled the last 3 years. You know they're a late cancel. Are they like a not invite to an event? Does that take a lot for you guys?
I don't know. That's a good question because some people, I'm like, it depends on what the reason is because I feel like we have some friends who have jobs that are demanding.
Yeah.
And I think that's usually those are the people that might be canceling, but I don't know. It depends. If they're always like, I'm sick, I'm like, okay, you're not.
Yeah.
Like,
But if they are canceling all the time, like I feel like I'll keep inviting them, but just expect them not to come. And if they come, it's like an extra like, oh, hey, you're here. But like if it's something with like a smaller like reservation type situation where it's like, okay, there's only a certain amount of people, be like, hey, you know, I would extend it out to you, but I just want to make sure I have a full like list before I have anybody come in. Just kind of be very like clear with them about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know what I do actually? I like kind of something similar to that. I invite them last. Like I invite them like all the way at the end.
Yeah.
When I already have a good head count and then like +3 or -3 won't bother, or +2 or 3 might not bother me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. This puts enough incentive for them maybe not to come because they're gonna bail anyway. And it also doesn't make me feel bad for not inviting them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of been my middle ground.
Yeah, so and that's what it is. Like when you have like a big invite, you send it out in like almost like waves. Like you're like, okay, the first group of people, we want to have a solid group together, and then you kind of start adding people on. And then usually after I send the invite, maybe like a week or two later, if it's a reservation, that's when I make the reservation. I'm like, okay, you know what? Now we have a better idea of head counts.
Yeah.
But the thing that's what I was gonna say was, people also like catch on to the fact that you start inviting them a lot later.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, so you just randomly planned this huge event? Okay. Well, you know, I'm actually going to be out of town that day, but no, thank you for thinking. Like they kind of catch on. And it's like, that's the other thing too. It's like, yeah, be careful with that in that sense. Because then.
Yeah. But don't you feel like people should know where they stand with you? Like you have tiers of friends.
I kind of agree.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, by the way. I thought I was going to rally
That was a hot take.
I thought that was a hot take. Well, you have tiers of friends because... We know so many people. I know we keep like saying that. We're not bragging. It's just like
we're very famous, guys. We're very popular, as you can tell by our podcast.
Yeah. Only cool people have podcasts.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. But people have to kind of know like where they stand, and I think like it's like how much do you talk to that person? How much do you not? And people will get offended by it sometimes. But it's like they have to kind of know where they're at and know that you might care about them, but like you don't see them all the time. And like we had an iftar this past Ramadan, and you know you guys were both lucky enough to make the list.
Lucky enough, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I was a host. I better be on the list.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Eliza, you're very fortunate to be in that position.
Just don't invite me next time. I don't want to come.
But we could only fit so many people in over here, and we were so nervous about like running into people and being like, oh my God, we're gonna feel terrible when we see them, and they're gonna feel some type of way. But honestly, everyone was really understanding. Everyone was like, we get it. And part of that was, us being kind of transparent that we're doing this and we can't invite everyone. But I feel like people are just mature enough. And people should be mature enough to understand that.
The other part of it too is like, say if you're like the person who's always getting invited to things, you're like, oh my God, another thing on the weekend I have to go to. You know, like you're like the less invites I get, I'm almost like relieved. I'm like, okay, no, I'm glad you guys had fun without me. You know, like I send my best wishes, but it's probably best that you didn't invite me because I would have been either late or I would have shown up like not 100% there. You know what I mean? And this really comes up if you're like the single friend in like a group of bunch of married people because you know, the scales aren't like balanced because a lot of times like they're the ones who are like, okay, hey, we're having like a get together and it's like a kid's birthday or oh my God, it's like a wedding anniversary or something like that, and it's like everybody's just like, well, we're all, you know, coming together, and you're like the one single person there, like, okay, like I've gone to like 10 of your events. Yeah. You know, like it's like, okay, like can I get a break? Like, you know. Yeah. So that's the other part of it too, where you kind of, the less invites I get, I'm almost like relieved. I'm like, you know what, alhamdulillah, like good for you guys, but I'm I don't have to come to that. Yeah. And I have like a problem saying no. That's the other part of it too.
I feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Like I get in my head about it a lot.
Yeah. It's tough to say no.
Yeah. Is it really tough for you?
Even for me, it's tough to say no. I just want to get that like on camera. Even for me, it's tough to say no. But for me, it's like, what's my objective for going? Like, is it going to fulfill that? How much does it like deter my schedule and my day and my priorities? And I know what my priorities are. And I think part of it, by the way, not to like rant, because I'm triggered for once.
Go ahead.
It's like this goes back to the unemployment thing. I think part of it is just, I don't know. I just haven't been feeling like hanging out like with people, with a big group of people when I'm unemployed. I don't know what that is.
I just feel like if you're constantly doing that though, it just like makes like you lose community, you lose, and that's the thing which, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little like selfish. Like, I'm not saying you're selfish, but I'm just saying that like you should try to like, I think as like people we should try to be mindful. If you commit to something, follow through. Right? Like try to follow through. It's like,
and if you can't make it, like manage expectations. Be like, hey, I really want to come. And that's my thing too, where I just say yes to everything. I'm like, oh my god, I'll be there. But then I'm like, shoot, I'm like 4 hours late. So one of our friends had like a little get together for his they did like a little baby shower thing. And it was a 2-hour event, or 2 or 3 hour event. It started at 2 and ended at like 5. Yeah. And I got there at like 5:15. And I felt really bad about it, but I was like, man, I said I was going to show up. These guys expected me to be there, and I had a gift and everything. So you get committed to that. So it's like, in another situation, I should have been like, hey, you know what? Like, I really want to come, but I have these like obligations, and I'll try my best to make it. But realistically, I don't think I can. And it makes it easier for you too, just to manage your day and manage your weekend, because there's so little free time that we have nowadays.
It takes a lot of maturity and good communication to be like, I can't make this because of this. Like if something's like that was in Orange County. If something's in Orange County from LA, that's a 2-hour drive. And that you got to do in the afternoon and all that stuff. So. Yeah, it's tough. But okay, here's my thing. I'm like, you shouldn't do that every single weekend if that's you don't have time for it. Fine. But if you have a close friend and it's important to them, then yes, you should try to show up from time to time. Like that is important.
And that's my thing too, where it's like when if a person invited you, they probably thought about you like very carefully because they have a very limited amount of people that they can invite to something. And
So, do you feel like someone, I don't know, like should like throw off their schedule if to make it? Do you think they should really go out of their way?
We talked a lot about like our parents' generation in our last episode, and I just think about how like, yes, they would drag us to random weddings and random people's houses a lot, yes, and at times, yes, that was annoying, but I also think you don't really know what's going on in that person's life. I think reconnecting with people can be very valuable. You just never know what's going to happen. And so sometimes I think it's okay to do things like that. Sometimes it is okay to make exceptions and go out of your way to meet with someone that might not be the most convenient for you. That's how you have community. You have to make sacrifices in order to have something. And you can't, like, I think it should be a priority for people. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it should be your only priority. That's also bad. But like in moderation, right? Like you should care. You should take time for people.
I hear you. It just goes back to I just feel like friendships are just, they all have a transactional nature.
I don't think so.
In my opinion, they all have a transactional nature, and you need to get something out of the friendship. It doesn't need to be a material thing. A lot of times just someone's just really nice and they give you good energy. But there's just so many people that if you play the game of, I have to go to this because this person might need me right now. I have to go to this because this person might need me. I just don't think you're prioritizing yourself. And then at that point, it's just like you've lost the plot. You're putting your own success, your own lifestyle ahead of what you think people might need. There's genuinely people who like need to be reminded that they have friends and they have loved ones, and that's super important. But to save the world to try to save the world for everyone in that regard, I just don't agree with it.
I just think you're thinking in extremes then, because like nobody's saying sacrifice your whole life, and like I feel like we know people who might do that. Like they don't even like work because they're just like going to thing, and they're just like bouncing around. That's not healthy, right? That's not. But like I think there's a middle ground here.
Yeah.
Like you can be working on your own goals, you can be doing things, but you can still be meeting up with people.
Also coming back to the whole like building community thing, it's like it's almost like you're investing because you're showing up for them, and then it makes it easier for them to show up for you if you need anything. So like with me, like what happened was I went through this whole accident or whatever. I literally called up all my friends who are literally like waiting to do something for me because I always show up for them, and they're like, oh yeah, just try this and try that. Like let me see if I can help you out and this and that, whatever. So I mean, it makes a difference. But it's like sometimes you just have these people where like, okay, well, because you've done X, Y, and Z for them, you can also call them up in case you need something. Because otherwise, if you're like, oh well, I'm only going to go if it benefits me, then they'll be like, okay, well, this guy just shows up.
But then you're never going to make new friends either. I think a lot of older people are like, I already have friends, I don't need more. Which fine, I don't know. Like I can't relate to that. But after moving multiple cities, like I'm like, okay, I need to build new community. I need to like meet new people, and like so many people gave me a chance, but so many people didn't give me any chance at all. So it's like, how do you even break in at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like, if people have this mentality, I'm not getting anything out of it.
And even with friendships, I feel like what happens is like people don't realize like they change over time. People's like goals change over time.
Yeah.
It's like whoever you're around, whatever they're like there, just make the best of it and just kind of be like, okay, you know what? These people are like there to, in that sense, like they're here to serve a purpose. You know, like they're like, okay, this is my group of people that are around me right now. You know, like think about it, like maybe like 15 years ago, like we didn't know each other, but now we're like here for each other all the time. And it's like the opposite, where it's like you probably knew people from when you were like a kid, and you're like, oh, I wonder how this person's doing. I haven't heard from them in like 15 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like in that sense, it does kind of serve a purpose. But once you go into the mindset of like, okay, well, you know, even though like it's a temporary thing, I want to make the most of it, type of thing.
Yeah, but I still feel like you're going in with the thing of like something might happen, and it just gets exhausting. And I'm not saying that you should like it needs to be like a transactional, like in a real world sense. Again, there's a lot of great people who you just get good vibes from. They just serve good friendships. They have good conversations with you. But people have to bring something to the table. And the thing about clickiness, by the way, is that like I think being in LA for the 10 years that we've been here, I feel like there's just so many people you're around, and this is such a social place that if one wanted to just be really social, that would take up their entire year. And I've seen it happen, and I've had those years, and I don't recommend them. I think they're really fun, but one of us being ambitious people, all four of us, Ellie too, like being really ambitious people, I just think we have to choose either that or friends, and you have to have a real conversation with yourself of just like what's the threshold of people who I'm going to give my time to, and am I going to give the really important people surface level time, or am I going to give them real time, and that takes sacrifice.
Yeah, and that's the other part of it too. It's like you are going to meet a lot of people, and it's like you really have to kind of find people where you can be like, okay, you know what, this person's like a waste of time person. Like they're good, like not a waste of time, but they're here for a good time. But then that's like the only thing you get out of them. It's like, okay, well they're always down to like, oh hey, let's go to like this cafe or this like party or this like get together. But that's like the only thing that you guys have in common is the fact that you guys like go out and have fun.
Yeah.
So it's like sifting through that is very important. But and you know, also your social battery is a big part of it too. As you get older, I feel like you have less of a threshold to be like around everybody all the time, where you have to really be like, okay, you know what, I have to, if I go to this thing, it has to be really worth it for me, and it has to kind of, you know, like it doesn't have to like drain me or make me too tired.
Okay, I think one part of clickiness that really bothers me specifically is it's not about inviting people. Like that's not honestly part of it. I think part of it is if you're already somewhere and somebody's trying to talk to you, like not giving them the time of day, like that is a very common thing that I've experienced here. And when I first moved, I would go up to people, I'd be like, hi, like I'm Elise, I'm new here, like I'm trying to like make friends, like I don't know anybody. Some people were really nice, some people were not. And I've had it happen even to this day. Like I've had people, like I've introduced myself, they'll be like, okay, cool, and they'll just like turn away. They do not care, they do not want to be my friend, they don't have any interest. I'm like, oh, that's fine, that's cool, I get it. But like, I think that unfriendliness is really frustrating, and I think it's all too common with Desi people. I really, in our generation specifically, and I just think, why? Like I just think it's like dumb and useless, and I just think it's not hard to be nice. It's not that hard to be
Do you think
friendly.
it's a Desi thing, or do you think it's an LA thing?
I think it's both, but I think it's a Desi thing because I experienced the same thing in Chicago. and in other cities. And I've seen it, people have had, I feel like I've been on the other end of it too. And I've now tried to be more mindful because I'm like, oh, I've like left my home state and want to be better.
So you're talking about people who like, you like try to talk to them and they have like short conversations with you and then they're like, okay, bye, well that was good, bye. Or are these people like not willing to hang out with you? What's the extent that we're talking about that they're not?
I think it's two things. I've experienced both. I've had people where I've straight up like, I've run into random people at like friend of friend, right? Like someone I recognize their face or something, and I'll run into them at like Nubia, for example, or some random place, some Desi adjacent place. I'm like, hi, I recognize you. Like, and again, I would do this a lot when I first moved here because I didn't have any friends. So I'd go up to people like, hi, I recognize you. Like, what's up? My name's Elise. Like, I'm from Minnesota. I just moved here. They'd be like, okay, that's cool. Nice to meet you. Like, just nothing. Like they do not give. They do not care. Like right. And again, some people would be like, okay, hi, welcome. Like take my number, and then they would never respond. But that's different. That's like a different thing. But I think like this coldness is just insane to me. Like I'm like, okay, like I don't know, and it's consistent across cities. It's not just here. Like,
that is a thing that it's like people want to. Like over here, I feel like people talk to you based on clout, maybe instead of your job.
I was just gonna
they're like,
your social
who do you know, or how many followers do you have, as opposed to, are you just a cool person? And I think you coming from like somewhere like Minnesota, it's just
they're just like you're irrelevant.
They're just. I mean, you're probably used to a lot more just chill people, but that is a thing here that even took time to navigate. But I feel like. It just gets, once you know more people, then people are like, okay, you're a cool person and you're a cool person. But that's kind of a fair thing. And I don't think it's just brown people. I honestly don't.
But it does happen in like a lot of brown communities specifically, where it's like once people start like clicking up and go, like, so we moved to a new neighborhood too recently, and like our mom's very social, she talks to everybody, but there's certain people that we met over there too that they're like, okay, yeah, we're cool, we're gonna see each other all the time. But then they started like forming their own groups, and then they're like, okay, like people are clicky because they're like, oh well, we're comfortable with these people. And again, being on the other side of it, you're just like, okay, well, you know what? It takes a lot of energy to meet somebody new. It takes a lot of energy to kind of like bring them into your circle and kind of like really hype them up and things like that. Like we're on like season 5, and these guys are coming in episode like season 1. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
that is a great way to put it.
Yeah, it's like you guys are great. Like figure it out. Like you guys are here. You guys are new. There's other new people that you can also latch onto, which is kind of what we did. Yeah. And I mean, eventually I feel like people find each other. But initially when you come in, and if you're somewhere where you see that there's a lot of people like, okay, these people are potentially going to be my community, but none of them want to interact with you, it's very like disheartening. And you're just like, dude, like, okay, like I'm here, you know that I'm new, and you know that there's no other way for me to meet people. You know, so like give me a chance. And a lot of times it's just, in LA what I've noticed is the more you just kind of keep showing up to things, people will be like, oh, I recognize you from this, or I saw you over here, and stuff like that.
But that's the thing with the clout thing, which is annoying, is that people will then, and this happened like very much to me in Chicago, where then they'd be like, oh, you're friends with this person who's like a big deal. Oh, hey, hi, and then they try to be your friend. And like sometimes legit,
in Chicago?
Yeah, and sometimes on the same day, like the same party, they would be so cold at the beginning, and then 20 minutes later they see that you're hanging out with someone that they think is cool, and like has followers or whatever stupid reason that they've made up in their head, and then they're like, oh, hi, and I'm like, okay, like it's so see-through, it's so obvious, but I don't know.
I think so we're all in agreement that you should be kind to people. Do you think that people, like, if you just meet somebody but you're like, you know, at capacity for friends, and you're like you're just like focusing on yourself and you're focusing on other things, if they're like, hey, let's hang out, like, what would you do? Would you make time out of your day to hang out with them? What would you do?
I think if they were brand new to the city and they didn't know anybody, I would try to make time. If I felt like I didn't have anything in common with them, then I would maybe at least try to be like, oh, hey, maybe you should come to this event, or go to the mosque, or oh, here's another friend of mine that's maybe a little more similar to you, and I'll connect you to them. Like, fine, there's other avenues you can help them. Like, I still want to help them in some way. And like,
could you imagine if someone was like, oh, Elise, let's hang out. I'll see you at the mosque.
No, but like,
there are things that happen.
I genuinely, I'm pretty sure somebody did do that to me, where they were like, hey, are you going to this event tonight? I'll be there.
Yeah, like lectures, and they had like they had like that the mocktail pop up at the Culver City Masjid.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they have stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. Like,
it's just like commonplace where people get together.
Exactly. And then I think somebody did it to me with just like a generic like fundraiser thing. And they were like, hey, I'm going to this. Do you want to just come with? And I was like, sure. Yeah. Easy, low pressure. If they don't like me, then we can like go do our own thing. Sure, like it was just like an understood thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like there's usually ways you can figure it out.
And initially, like I would, in those kind of settings, like I kind of would be like, okay, you kind of gauge who the new person is and the person who wants to be like, okay, I want to meet a bunch of people. Like I kind of, even within that event, I'd be like facilitating. I'd be like, okay, you know what, like, hey, I'm here, but like this person's new. Let me like form a circle of people and then kind of like walk away from the circle. That's what, in social studies, that's usually what I do. Yeah. Whereas like I don't necessarily want to like latch onto this person or feel like, oh, like if you don't feel comfortable, just come talk to me. I'm like, no, like you're here, you're an adult.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Like I'm sure you want to socialize and meet new people too. Yeah. But it's almost like you kind of become that person who like forms a circle around them and be like, okay, you know what, like I'll let you guys talk about real estate. I'm gonna go grab a snack or something, and then hang out with people I want to hang out with.
You can make it work.
So you talk to one person, then you bring in other people, then you bring in other people.
Yeah, because another thing is like whenever I'm in these settings, I'm always like working the room. I'm not just like, oh, just stay in one corner and whoever comes up to me, I talk to them. I'm like, no, well, I see that person, I see that person. I'm like, okay, talk to the host, talk to like the caterers. There's something where it's like you're kind of moving around talking to a bunch of different people all at once. So
sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, I think it's for me. It's like a personality thing. Like it's just like I'm just so used to just being around people and just talking to people, having short conversations. Yeah. But that's what I do with anybody new, where I'm like, okay, this person, I feel like this person's kind of following me around a little bit. Let me kind of set them up somewhere, and then just like disappear and kind of leave them alone.
And most people can figure it out from there. Yeah. That's the thing.
Because that's the biggest thing. Is like they're just trying to break the ice somehow with other people.
Yeah. That is so much work, guys. That is a lot.
Some of us care. It's fine.
I mean, how many people are you going to care about?
Nobody said you have to do it for every single person you come across, and not every single person is going to come up to you specifically and ask for this either.
Yeah. So at any given get-together, how many people are you doing this with?
Bro, 0
like
to
1 or 2,
yeah.
Okay.
Less than 1 is the average.
Like my thing is like in these settings, I kind of like empathize with the person who's like standing by themselves, but they see everybody else having a good time, and they're like, oh man, I knew I shouldn't have come, or oh man, I don't know anybody here. I'm like, no, like you're here, you came here with a purpose. Like let's at least break the ice, have a small conversation. So even if you don't introduce them to other people, the fact that you're engaging with them will be like, okay, you know what, like. Okay, now I feel like I can kind of relax because I can talk to you like a normal person, like I don't have to worry about like how I look or how I sound or anything like that.
That's a good point. I mean, I feel like the people who we gravitated towards in LA early on and were the people who were in the corner, and those are like some of our best friends now, including that guy right there.
The guy behind the camera.
Behind the camera, awkwardly.
I'm just saying.
And here we are now, all these years later. And then it was like that not fitting in, that was like the thing in common. And that's literally like, it was like meeting a couple of those friends and then those people knowing other people, and that just led to these friendships. So there's some truth to that. It's always easy to talk to the person who's outside.
Yeah. And they're like looking to talk to somebody too. So even if you're like bored and you're like, oh, I need like a break from all these people I've been talking to, let me just kind of like talk to the person for a minute. And sometimes they're very like high value people that just happen to be like shy or like introverted or whatever.
They're just new. It's hard. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Because it can be very intimidating. A lot of times when you go to these things, you're like, man, like I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And I always just approach them very openly. Like I'll just start making jokes or just being very open, and then they'll open up. Like that's kind of the way to go too. Like
it's good to ask people questions. I guess a good in between of what we're like talking about is like talking to people. You should always be nice and warm to people, especially if they're new in these cities. It's overwhelming. It's for me, just the thing that I'm just scared of is like, oh my God, we're gonna need to hang out. This someone I'm gonna have to add. But the truth is you can tell people that, hey, I'm busy. I'm doing other things, but here's this thing that I'm going to come through to this. And that's like a good in between.
It's what I said.
I know.
That's some like take. Okay.
Sorry. If you listen to this podcast enough, I wait for Elise to finish, and then I say what she just said, but like in a man voice.
Oh my God.
No, you. That's. I guess I was just laying out the boundaries of being like not fully committing to them, and but it is exactly what you said. It is a cliquey environment. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Brown people are cliquey. Chicago, New York, LA. That is definitely a thing. So we're saying that the consensus is that people just need to be more like warm to each other.
Yeah, and also I'm just gonna say this. I think smaller cities it's actually worse.
No,
the clickiness
Really?
is so much worse.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody grew up together.
That's true.
New people are never coming in.
Yeah.
And so the second there is a new person in the room, everyone's like, who is that? And they're just judging them, and there's like no room to like walk in.
Yeah.
And in a lot of these smaller cities, people are getting married very young, having kids very young. They're
that's true.
already in that stage of life.
Yeah.
So it's very different. So I think that's another thing that I've noticed this a lot in LA when I'm like, oh, I'm from Minnesota. People are like, oh, you're so like innocent. And I'm like, no, actually, I feel like people here have genuinely, like, not that it's like a one-to-one, like, oh, they're friendlier here or there, but there's plenty of people there that are also not nice.
Yeah.
Just as much as there are here anywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the whole thing about that too, there's also some value in the fact that, okay, you can't burn yourself out either. Like if you're out here, you're going to every single thing over and over and over again, you get to a point where you're like, man, like, am I even doing this for myself, or am I just going just for the sake of going? And again, the longer you've been doing it, the better you can get about handling and stuff. And you kind of get good at saying no to certain things and going to certain things. Because otherwise you'd be like hanging out like during Ramadan, we're hanging with the same group of people over and over and over again. It's great, but at the same time, like towards the end of Ramadan, you're just like, oh man, like, I have nothing to talk to you about. You know what I mean? Like it's just And of course we like in our situation, we have the big like get-togethers, but I feel like we have our solid group too. We're like, hey, like what are you doing today? Nothing. Let's go do something. You know, like that's I feel like that's probably more valuable to you versus like
that's
going to
really
like a big
valuable.
party.
I think I said it before. I think we have like such great people in our lives, and you know, alhamdulillah, that's like for all the things that I feel like I don't have, like that's just one of the things that I really, really have. And it's great. But yeah, it's just, like I guess just to give it a little bit context, it's just like, man, like having those years of just hanging out and then just like talking to everyone. I think people have had those and they don't want to repeat those, but people should just be nice to one another. I remember one of the things that this kind of how we met, but I remember Nabil, Ali, and like some of our other friends used to vet people because I just get overwhelmed. I'm like I feel like I'm like an introvert, and I don't know if I'm whatever, but like whatever I used to be, but like. But it takes me like a minute to like want to talk to people, as you can probably tell from this. So I love it when like someone who I know could vet them and be like, oh, this is like this is good people. And that has served me really well. And it just makes things easier because you have a little context going in, and then you could just, you know, that's how you meet people. It's just like an arranged friendship.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
Trademark. Arranged friendship. That's that like.
No, but in those situations, like being on the side where you're the one kind of vetting people out, I feel like it's easier for me to do. Like it's easier for me to have like those initial conversations, like, okay, hey, nice to meet you, and get like really hyped up and stuff. Yeah. But the follow through is like the hard part for me, where I was like, hey, like you're really cool and you seem really nice, but you're gonna invite me to something, I'm not gonna be able to show up. So that's why I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe you should. And I do this with all my friends. Where I'm like, okay, you know what, like I might not be the right person for you, but I have a friend of mine who you guys are like exactly the same. You guys will hit it off, you know. So stuff like that helps a lot too.
Yeah, that really does help. I feel like you being outgoing and growing up with you, and then Ali also being outgoing. I feel like you guys are no. You talk to homeless people, dude. This is kind of a problem. But I gotta talk to you about this. This guy can't be left alone for too long. True. But like I feel like in a way they're kind of the people, just because they're like the people who talk to people before I like talk to them. They're like my social bodyguards, which is great for someone who's like always overwhelmed. I'm like this is just great. I get to vet it out a little bit, and I get to because just not everyone has the capacity. Honestly, like I don't like sometimes like I go to social gatherings and like not like I don't think I'll be mean to people, but I'll just feel overwhelmed and I'll just be in a corner sometimes. And I honestly need that. Like I can't handle all of that, So it's like it's nice to have that and just be more targeted with it.
Yeah.
Because also just being in entertainment, there's so much networking.
That's true. It's a lot of socializing like in your job.
Yeah.
It's like there's a like blurry line between like friendship and like co-working and I don't know. It gets very like overwhelming and it's a lot.
It's tiring. Like if I feel like I'm meeting new people, I need like 3 hours to rest.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so yeah,
because the more people you meet, it becomes like a routine, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta go through this whole thing again, and then it's like okay, and then the other person gets really excited. You're like, oh my god, like like I see you're excited, but I'm just gonna let you down, man. Like you're gonna invite me to things, I'm just not gonna show up. So it works out for me in that sense too, where it's like because I'm the one vetting people out, I'm like okay, I can talk to them for like a little while, and I can be like, okay, you know what? Nice talking to you. I'm gonna hand you off to this person, and I'm gonna walk away. And that's why it works out. Because I'm like, what's that on How I Met Your Mother? It's like, have you met Ted? Like, that's me. That's me all the time. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, but you should talk to this person because you probably have more in common with them than you do with me.
Yeah. Because we all do need to meet people.
Oh yeah.
Job wise. We're both single. Three of us are single.
I was gonna say, maybe this is why.
Yeah, I keep talking to dudes, and I have a lot of guy friends who end up getting married, and that's that's how it goes. But that's just how it goes. But we do need to. There is benefit to come from it. Yeah.
It's part of the human experience. I feel like we all have our own like version of it. You know what I mean? And everybody kind of does their own version of it, and you kind of find out what works for you, and just kind of surround yourself with people who bring good energy.
Yeah. I know we have a couple minutes left. How many minutes do we have? We have 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
What is, last question, what's like the most memorable LA get-together that like changed your experience here? Is there something that comes to mind? I know there's probably a couple.
Yeah, there's so many.
When you say change your experience, like...
Someone you met, a group of people you met, an organization you became a part of.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say there's this group called CMI. They're not around anymore, but man, this group was so perfect. It was like it was called the Creative Minorities Initiative, and it was just about getting people who were like people of color. Specifically, it was for like Desi and Muslim people, but it was for like everybody. But I remember we went to CMI event, and it was like we went to an Ill Muslim event before that. But Ill Muslim was like, it was cool, but it felt like, again, you felt really out of place. CMI were like, okay, these are people in our industry that happen to be like Desi and Muslim and stuff. So we kind of talked around and like met a lot of people. I feel like some of our best friends we met at like CMI events. That was probably, then the specific one that I'm thinking about is the one where it was like an art gallery and they had like big like scarves everywhere to kind of like make rooms and stuff. It was really cool. That's where we met Ali actually, and we all kind of hung out after that. But that's the one that really stands out in my mind. I was gonna say El Muslim, but El Muslim I felt a little out of place. CMI was where I kind of like, that was the second event I went to where I was like, oh, I saw you at El Muslim, like you're here.
El Muslim, if just for some context, is like really cool. Like everyone was just really dressed well, and there was like mocktails, and there was like cool venues. CMI was like a young person in like their early 20s put it together and did a great job with the resources that they had, and it was just more chill. It was I always enjoyed those events more.
Yeah, and also on top of that too, it was very industry specific. So it's like you go there, you're like, okay. Whereas Il Muslim is like you can kind of be schmoozing with people, and you're like, oh hey, like nice to see you. Like you work in real estate, that's cool. It's like, oh okay, you're a doctor, that's nice. But like with this is like specifically brown people in entertainment, and it was like that way you can. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities that came out of that too.
Yeah. I met a lot of people. I met Ali that day too. He had a buggy, a slug bug.
That's cool.
Your car, right?
Volkswagen Beetle.
Sick.
Oh, like a VW Beetle?
Wait, what color was it?
It was black.
Was it black or was it a different color?
No, it was black, and it came with a little flower thing,
Yeah,
That's cool.
I remember the flower like specifically. I was like,
I thought it was an odd car for a dude, and but yeah, I'll never forget it. And then I think I sat in the back or something because we had to go to the pizza place. That was a memorable one. That was a memorable one. The pizza place. Mine was this hot chocolate event that we went to. It was called Hot Chocolate and Chill. You see the juxtaposition?
Yikes.
But it was just a bunch of, it was at somebody's house, and it was like a bunch of brown people, and it was like people who like I'd seen on social media and stuff like that, and it was like this house had way too many people that then can fit in there, and it was like bring your own mug, because it was like planned like how just not planned at all. Bring your own mug, and I was like, oh shoot, I'm not gonna bring a mug. It's whatever. I don't need hot chocolate. And I walked in there, and I remember I was like, oh my god, this is so overwhelming. And then somebody like saw, like I feel like I was like awkward. I kind of knew somebody there. And then someone just came to me and just like gave me a mug and was like, hey, I see it on a mug. Like I got you. They brought me hot chocolate. And I was like, that is so nice. It was like one of the nicest things. I think it's going to be just something I always remember. But it was one of those things where I was struggling so much but to have someone then do that, it made all the difference. And that night, I remember we stayed. I was like, okay, I want to get to know more people. Been in LA 2 years, don't know anyone. We stayed till the end, and Ali was there as well, and some other people who are still in our lives were there, and we were just talking, and it was when I met so many people that are great friends today. But yeah, it was a lot of dark stuff we were talking about.
It was very heavy conversations. Yeah.
A lot of artists being artists, but yeah, I was like, oh, these guys. Everyone was just a personality, but it was I bet so many people who I had met you once before, but that was a time when I really got to know you. Yeah. I really got to like be around you. Yeah. And it was in a social setting, and that was I think my most memorable one. Yeah.
Wow, you guys sounded so much cooler back then.
We used to hang out.
Yeah, I used to do cool stuff.
4,
yeah. And you know, fun fact? That was a Wednesday.
Oh no.
So you're just being mean to me at this point. That hurt. That like twisted the knife.
I got her.
That
I was hoping you wouldn't say anything. It was a Wednesday.
I literally like felt that. Okay.
Got her.
It's fine.
Got her.
I need friends my own age. Anyways, I don't even know. I don't know my answer. That hurt me so bad. That hurt me so deep that I forgot. No.
It was a Thursday. It was a Friday. Something else.
Okay. Anyways.
I feel like for you, it might have been something you even hosted, because I feel like you're really good at doing events to like get like, oh hey, I just know a bunch of people. Let's get them all together.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you asked that question, it just made me think of like random sets that I was on. Mm-hmm. And like one of the ones I was on, it was like a fully Pakistani type of like set. Like it was almost all Desi people. And there was just like very few white people around. Like even one of the white guys there was like, I'm the token white. And everybody was just hanging out all day. It was like super fun. And then like afterwards, some of us like hung out more. Yeah. And so that was like a really cool moment of like, this is such a LA experience that I would never have otherwise. So it was super fun. But yeah.
That's cool. It's like, it's not a gathering or a party. It's like, it's a gathering. It's not like a party, but it feels like you're hanging out.
Yeah. And I love when things like go from like one place to like another, like an after party kind of situation. And like, we don't really know each other, but we're like, we feel comfortable enough to go hang out more. Yeah. Like, I love that feeling. So,
then you go to these things, and then on top of that, like, you're hanging out with the initial group, and then people are like, oh, we're going to meet this person over here, and they bring another, like, 10 people, and it's like, people are just kind of, like, going in and out of the group, depending on, those nights are the best.
Yeah. We used to have so many of those.
I still have those. I don't know what you're talking about.
We used to have...
I'm just going to leave.
We would just eat, and then we would just, like, be like, oh, man, let's go get boba. And then we're like, oh, let's get boba, and then we would just, like, go to someone's house. Yeah. 20s was crazy. Yeah, that was just fun.
But yeah, that's those kind of nights are like, those are the ones you like never forget. You know what I mean? Those are the ones where you have like deep conversations with like strangers, pretty much, which is like amazing. Yeah.
That's when you like get true friendships and bonds.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I will say the cool thing about...
You're being so mean to me.
I'm just kidding.
You know what? I was being mean to him too, though.
Yeah.
It's definitely a balance, you know? He made that comment about him being old, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you're here at a time where we're looking to get closer with the people who we like, and you're you're that people, and you've kind of become family, and you've...
that's true.
You know, so you're good.
I feel like the COVID ruined my 20s, but it's kind of just the reality.
Honestly,
it did.
It feels like it definitely ruined your LA experience for sure. Because I remember when we first moved to LA, it was not like that. Like we were literally going out every day doing fun stuff. And we're like, hey, like we could literally just be like, hey, nobody's doing anything. Let's meet at like the corner of like this and this, and let's just like make a circle and hang out. Like, you know, that doesn't happen as much anymore.
Yeah.
But you had all the people who were like dying to hang out, who then when things opened up, they were like ready to go.
Who are you talking about?
In like once COVID like stopped, once COVID like loosened up, then people were.
Bro, I'm telling you, no, they weren't. I don't even know who you're talking about, but like the same. Like I was in Chicago, pumping city, everything's happening, great time, making friends. Like this thing you're describing was happening to me.
Yeah.
And then the whole world shut down completely. I was like 23, and then no, I was 22. Yeah. And then like the world shut down, nothing. 2-3 years went by, and then it like now it's like still not fully like recovered.
There wasn't like this surge of people who were like, oh my god, we should have hung out more.
No.
Oh.
I also moved cities. I got married. Like a lot of major life transitions
did you move
happened.
here during COVID? You did, right?
It was end of 2021.
Yeah.
So kind of.
Yeah.
It was still COVID-y.
Yeah.
Still COVID vibes. And I definitely think it's different. And I don't know, even the younger people, like I just feel like it was super expensive. Like no one was really here.
Yeah.
Now I'm meeting more people my age, but like it took time. So
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I think it's COVID definitely changed things. Yeah. Anyways,
on that bleak note,
we're ending bleakly today. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you guys next time.
All right, take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
And
Cut. It'd be interesting to see how this came out.
It was like a magnet on this.